Okay, so what I wanted to do is just a real quick video, show you guys an easy way to make some pipe threads. Okay, so what you want to do is go in and get a dynamic object, and we're using a spring. And this will help us create the helix that we need to do the pipe threads. So then we'll just come down here and we'll decide how many turns we want on it. And there's no set amount. That's up to you how many turns you want, how many threads you want. Then we need to set our sides, how many sides we want. We really want 4. Okay, then what you're going to do is adjust the height so that it closes up the space so that these sit right on top of each other, because we're going to weld these together. So at this point, that's pretty much set up the way we want it, so we can go ahead and convert it to an edit poly. Then we want to go into the top, and what we're going to do is select the inside polygons and delete them. Of course, that'll make threads on the outside. If you were making threads on the inside of a pipe, you would, delete the outside parts, but it's done the same way. So we're just going to select these polys in here, and we don't need those. We can delete those. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to weld this together. So all those little creases where we set it down on top of itself, we need to weld those. So if we select all the edges and then convert that to a vertex selection by holding down the control key, when I click on vertex, that'll switch that. And then what we're going to do is to go up here and get the weld, and we want to get the weld settings. And then we just want to start moving this up until you see those weld together. And then that'll make that so it's one continuous piece. So now what we need to do is to come in here, double click this edge, and then we're going to share for this. We're going to put some locking loops on here because we're going to subdivide this. And then we're going to do the same thing on the inside. Now you need to make sure that when you're doing yours that you set how many divisions around this that you need to stitch this into a pipe you might be creating. So I'm just going with the default here, but you could set how many divisions you want for this. Okay, so now we need to terminate this edge, this to a point. And so we'll get edge. We'll take, we need to delete this little edge out there. So that's control backspace to get rid of the vertex 2. And then we need to start target welding the vertices. So we'll target weld them down to a point on this edge. So we're just target welding all this. We're terminating them to a point. And then we need to go over to this section, and we need to slide these down so that it kind of slowly tapers. So you're going to want an edge constraint on, and then you can grab these vertices and slide them down, and they'll slide on that edge. So it doesn't change the nature of the geometry other than they're getting closer together. So something like that would work. Okay, then we're going to get this border. And then what we're going to do is make sure you don't have you turn your edge constraints off, and then you hold down the shift key. We move it up just a little bit for a locking loop. And then what we're going to do is make that planar. So we're holding the shift as we move these up to make copies of that. And then that'll allow you to stitch that into the pipe that you have already created for whatever it is that you're needing to put the threads on. So, once you do that, you can stitch it in. Then you're going to go back and, you'd put your mesh smooth or turbo smooth or whatever you're doing to smooth that out. And that's how you can create some threads for one of your pipe fittings. Okay. Hopefully this helped you. Thank you very much.